England owes its existence to the Ottomans. The Guardian newspaper has previously reported this with headlines. During the reign of Suleiman the Magnificent, King Henry VIII sent a delegation to the Ottomans to study their legal, administrative, and financial systems, and then carried out reforms based on what they learned. But diplomatic relations truly began during the time of the famous Queen Elizabeth I. Through her ambassador, she sent separate gifts to the Ottoman Sultan, his wife, his mother, and other members of the court. In her letter to the Ottomans, she emphasized that she was Protestant, saying, "We are not like these French and Spanish. They are idolaters. We do not worship idols. We have a closeness with you. We are under the grip of Spain, and the future of England is in great danger. Spain could invade England at any moment. Please send us 60-70 ships. Please help us," she pleaded. Sultan Murad III responded, "We always help our friends," and sent over 70 galleys, conducting a military exercise in England. When the exercise took place, the Spanish Armada split into two to keep it under control. This way, England was saved from invasion. Similarly, France was saved from German occupation thanks to the Ottomans. The letter written by Suleiman the Magnificent to King Francis I of France is well known. After sending the letter saying, "I, the Sultan who crowns kings, the King of Kings, and you, Francis, I heard you asked for my help." To Charles V, the German king who imprisoned the French king, he said, "I heard you imprisoned my brother Francis. In wartime there can be captivity and there can be martyrdom. Anything can happen. But when this letter reaches your hand, when you read these lines, what you must do is release my brother, my friend, from prison. Otherwise, I know how to feed my horse in the altar of St. Pierre Cathedral in Berlin." With these words, Francis was saved, and France was spared from disappearing. In 1578, when Morocco sought Ottoman help against the Portuguese, Ramazan Pasha, with 20,000 men, annihilated the 80,000-strong Portuguese and Spanish army in the Battle of Wadi al-Makhazin. Portugal then faded into history, and a weakened Portugal was later swallowed by Spain. But the Ottomans, against Spain, stirred up Portuguese patriots and re-established Portugal a century later. Against Portugal and Spain, the states of Morocco, Tunisia, and Algeria. If it weren't for the Ottomans, today, Morocco, Tunisia, and Algeria would be Arabic-speaking Catholics, like Malta. The Ottomans, not wanting Spain and Germany to grow stronger, helped establish the Dutch state. They also prevented Hungary from being absorbed into the German and Austrian states by conquering it. Furthermore, Suleiman the Magnificent supported Martin Luther, strengthening Protestantism and breaking the power of the papacy. From this, we understand that the Ottomans established a tremendous balance, preventing Europe from becoming a single power. This continues even today. Later, England, especially influenced by Zionists, along with France, focused solely on exploiting Islamic countries, their wealth, and the blood of Muslims. Zionists had infiltrated the very fabric of England and France so deeply, using these countries as they wished, that these nations eventually, through a belief they themselves concocted, infiltrated Masonic lodges and convinced Jews that they needed to establish a state of Israel in Palestine. The sole purpose was for them to leave their own countries. When they saw that they weren't leaving, they tried to force them to go by supporting Hitler. Anti-Jewish leaders emerged in Russia and other countries. However, most Jews fled to America instead of a state of Israel in Palestine, which they believed would lead to their demise. And they weren't wrong. In recent years, their cruel atrocities have made them extremely isolated, and they stand alone in the world. A single spark could bring about the end of the Jews. Unfortunately, the current Israel is shedding the blood of Muslims, who throughout history protected them and made them feel most comfortable. When they faced massacres in Spain, the Ottomans came to their rescue. While their possessions were plundered and they were ostracized in Europe, they lived equally and democratically in Muslim countries. When Fatih conquered Istanbul, he established a Jewish quarter. When Saladin conquered Jerusalem, he established a Jewish quarter and did not interfere with them. Yet, they are slaughtering the very Muslims who protected them and even their infants. As the saying goes, too much kindness can lead to trouble.